Are you feeling stuck in your plot, like you don't know where to go and you're kind of just spending many days on the same pages? I've got three ways to get you out of that. I'm Shirley Jump, a New York Times, USA Today, Publishers Weekly, Wall Street Journal, and Amazon best-selling author of 85 books in 24 countries. I've been teaching writing for 30 years and can't wait to show you what I know. In keeping with our theme about being stuck this week, and I did a video on if you're feeling stuck as a writer, and then I also did one about your 15-minute fiction exercise with your character being stuck. I want to talk about getting stuck in your plot. Lots of us have that happen where we just get stuck and we don't know what to do next. And there's a lot of different causes for that. Sometimes it's that you don't have enough plot. Sometimes, and most of the time, I find that it is that there's not enough internal emotional plot. And other times it's just that you took a wrong direction, a wrong turn somewhere, sort of like when you're knitting a sweater and you drop a stitch and it sort of goes awry and it's all of a sudden longer on one side than the other. That can happen in a plot too. If it's the internal plot, which I'd say 99% of the books that I look at for the clients that I work with, that is the problem. I want you to go back to the step-by-step part 6 video and look at all the stuff I talked about with the internal plot. And then come back and you can apply those lessons here with what I'm going to tell you about your plot. So I think there's 3 different ways that you can get unstuck with your plot. One, if you're feeling like you can't go any other direction at all, I want you to do the opposite. So whatever you were thinking was going to happen with the plot next, do the opposite. Have the character, instead of stay, leave, or instead of leave, stay. Have the character break into the bank instead of ask for a loan. Whatever that happens to be, make it the opposite of what you expected and just see what happens. This is just a couple thousand words, right? It's not going to change your life one way or the other, but it could change the direction of your book. Second, I want you to come up with 6 different possible outcomes for that scene. And this rule of 6 thing is something I do all the time. You probably saw it in the Write With Me video that I shared a couple weeks ago. If you didn't see that, I put a link to it here. 6 different reasons means you're thinking a little bit deeper in your mind when you go to 6. There's a whole psychology thing behind it, and that will be a whole other video. But come up with 6 different possibilities for what could happen and use the 6th one. And 3, if you're still having trouble, I want you to go back and reread from beginning to end and look for those little nuggets that you dropped along the way. A lot of times I get stuck just before the end of the book, and then I reread and re-edit the entire book or revise it. And I look and I see all of these little breadcrumbs that I dropped in the character's internal journey. So it's all of those fears and doubts and things that they are not facing, their insecurities. I pick up on all of those and I weave those together into the next action that character takes. So if you've missed some of those kind of concepts before, we've talked about them in a couple of other videos. So I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel because there's a lot of that on there, because the internal journey is the most important part of a book. So if you're feeling stuck in your plot, try looking at that component and also try some of these 3 tips.